And we're back. October 18th, 10 a.m., District Court Room, number 4. The court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. The prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in the Studio 1 of Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime? Or heinous crime, I'm an idiot. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact. I see. Very well, I would like to move on to some testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call the first witness. Very well, I call the familiar face Detective Gumshoe to the stand. Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court. Yes, sir. I will explain with the guide map here. To understand this case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studio, see? This here is the employee area. The actor did a run-through of their action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studio. The security lady that works at the studio was here at 1 p.m. on that day. To pass the security station, there is a gate, see? Past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is where the scene of the murder, where the body was found. Now on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Then after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to the Studio 1. Right after that, 1 p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. Now jump ahead later, that day, 5 p.m., the production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was cancelled. The time of death was 2:30 p.m. The samurai spear was found lodged in the victim's chest and was the murder weapon. That's the case in brief. Anyone like to hear that again? Should I listen to the whole thing again? Let's do it again. I get the idea. I know what he's talking about. Like, I can probably remember that. The murder weapon was a spear. How medieval. Honor. This case is quite simple, if you ask me. The question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see? A person in a costume holding a spear, holding the motor weapon. Mortar weapon! Let's call the security officer to the stand. Will the witness declare her name? My, aren't you a handsome fella? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered. Your name, please! This is the second time this has happened. Just call me Grandma. Your name, please! Seems Edgeworth has a bit of trouble getting his witness to say their names. Wendy Oldbag, dearie. Grandma. Objection! I object to the witness' talkativeness. Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand. I was just getting to the good part, dearie. Perhaps we can get to the testimony. Now, the witness was stationed at the main gate on that day of the murder, correct? Yes, see, I was. To get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass you by. You know your staff, dearie. You may begin your testimony. She sure is one of an old bag. Day the murderer arrived at the guard at 1 p.m. Yes, that's true. Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run through there since the morning. Will had some errands to run that morning. Anyways, it was 1 when I got to this guard station. And then until 5. Right? I mean, because a certain man walked right by 2 p.m. It was Powers. The man right there, and he had was heading towards the studio. Yes, I understand that part. You saw the defendant then, huh? Very well, let's begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Witness testimony. This is where I save because I'm good at saving. Yep, yeah, you just basically said that again. You sure? Sure as spit. You're so excited. I want to know more about this situation. So you saw Powers. That's what I said. Waxing you, Sonny? I can present this, though. Yeah, let me save. I don't need to save. I know what I'm doing. Let me get this straight, old bag. Or Miss Old Bag. You've been saying since yesterday you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. What is this exactly? None other than the Steel Samurai Defender of Neo Old Tokyo. Miss Oldbag. Is this the Mr. Powers that you saw? Of course! Didn't you, said Sonny. Anyone can plainly see that Powers, right? No, they can't! It's so frustrated. Well, I mean, I wonder. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But anyone can wear the costume. I know that. I wasn't born yesterday. No one in this court is accusing you of that, Mr. Witness. He's having trouble calling Mr. Oldbag, apparently. I want to save somewhat close, because I don't know if I'm going to have to do an action here. However, you do not have proof that this person in this photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you? Noisy old man. Of course I have proof. No one has any idea. Even Edgeworth is surprised. Would like to ask the witness, please make known all information of your possession ahead of time. How was I to know everyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you. Anyways, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me that this isn't good enough as good as evidence. I didn't even give it a second. He didn't even give it a second. Wow, old Windbag has left. Even Edgeworth's speechless. She's good. That's the speechless. Speechless. Let's hear about the proof then. Here we go. I never saw anything, I don't mean mind you. That morning, during the run-through the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props, it was a big mess. Apparently he sprained his ankle pretty badly. Now look at that picture. Dragging his legs, see clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy? So he had sprained his ankle. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine your witness. She's gotta be hiding something. I'll press her. Now I'm gonna say for sure. This is getting dangerous. What prop did he break? Sure he did. It was the samurai. It was his own samurai spear, the murder weapon. But there with my duct tape to fix it. Strikes me as significant detail. Write this down in the court record. A break in the shaft has been mended with duct tape. Wait, now, I don't want to present anything, but I want to look at that. I want to take a look at the photo. I hate seeing present. I have a slight feeling, that's the clothes dragging, I'm not gonna lie. But I have to find, without a doubt, that indeed happened. Angle, not so bad that he couldn't walk. Thus the nap. Anyways, I saw him dragging his foot when he walked. Absolutely sure. Let's take a look at the photo. He's dragging his foot. See? Whippersnapper. I'm getting to a position where I'm just kind of saving after every press because I don't know how long it will be until I screw up. Wait, hold up. What did she say at the beginning? I want to know more about this. Where's the president of the run-through? I don't know. I don't remember. Well, let's see. There was Powers, who was the Steel Samurai, Oral Hammer, and me. What exactly were you doing? Observing? Just observing? What about the assistant? She was off, moving backdrops around and such. She didn't see the run-through then. What does that mean for me, exactly? That'll help for later. Where's the Steel Samurai costume? Yeah, he's got a point. Actually, well, we couldn't find it. Looking, though. Huh? Anyways, that's not important. The witness did see the Steel Samurai, yes. It's clear that the person in the Steel Samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers. I suppose that's right. Sure, you sure are. No point not to. Hold it right there. We keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the Steel Samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Will Powers. Defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else not caught on camera would have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider that possibility as well. Then allow me to remove the doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please? No need to ask. Got another witness account. Witness account continued. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., true? The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. No one else. I went there. If they had, I would have seen them. No one else went to the studio. Then it would have to be the Steel Samurai who did it. Right, you may cross-examine your witness. I want to press you on that. How do you know that? Yeah, didn't I just explain? I gave donuts to the young detective. And then, after some rubbish about it being a secret pal, he told me everything. I see Detective Gumshoe shares his fellow officer's fondness for donuts. And again, it's not Will Powers. Are you sure? You had to pass him. But again, I would like to mention that it's not Will Powers again. I'm absolutely sure. Quite silly. Nobody suspicious looking passed by at all. Another one. Before then. I have something to present here. I would like to present the photo again. It's either the card or the photo, and I don't know which one it is. Autopsy report says 2:30. Go through the studio before then. No one else went. Powers? Question mark photo? I don't know if I want to present that or not. I've literally pressed on everything. So I have to present something. Yeah, I probably did this photo again. Hold on just a minute. Look at this photograph one more time. This photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studios, correct? Yes, sirree, Sonny. So wherever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture. And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground. Right, anyway. It's also true that the computer in the guard station records all the security cam data. You know, if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have had an opening. That very computer printed out this photo. Note that the back of the photo are printed the words October 15th, 2 p.m., photo number 2. Even I know that means it was taken at 2 p.m. on October the 15th. Really, Sonny? Actually, I know that too. The issue here is the bit at the end, where it says photo 2. Photo 2? The computer only held data for one photo that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1, if it was the only photo? Order, order. Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. I'm gonna save because I'm probably gonna have to do something again. Playing on the safe side. This evidence shows that not one, but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet there's only data for one of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access to the security lady herself. Yeah! You watch your mouth, whippersnapper. The only person I saw that day was Will Powers. But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by. Well, yes, that's what it would seem to mean. Get a witness explain this to the court. Ahem. I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Help. Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either. Whippersnapper? Ah, that's right. I just remembered something. Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate. Someone other than the Steel Samurai. Or, well, yes, I suppose you could say put it that way. I see. Testimony, please. The other person. Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one of the other important jobs to do. Go through the photos recorded by the security computer and check them. Throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see? Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day. Edgeworth is not happy. Of course, Sonny. I only just remembered it. Right, anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin your cross-examination. I'd say this was a turn for an unexpected, for the unexpected, but kind of expected this. Oh, boy. We have a hole to try and punch through. Every day I finish the guard day, you know that we know this already. How exactly do you determine what isn't suspicious looking? Oh, you can tell by looking at their faces, for the most part. For the most part. This is a murder trial! Well, I didn't touch that suspicious-looking Will Powers photo, did I? I think she's missing the point. What was the photo? Well, who in the heck was in that photo? Erased. Oof. A fanboy. Fanboy? Steel Samurai fanboys. Real freaks, if you ask me. They get information about rehearsals from gosh knows where. They're always hanging about one was there that day. Wait a second, didn't you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in? Those were your words. Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area. We saw that already. The grate has been loose for a while. At least outside, and well, that's where they come in. They come in through the drain. I told you they were freaks. Oh, and? They're kids, children, whippersnappers. That would explain how you remembered that. Kids? From the photo that you erased, it was a boy, probably 2nd or 3rd grade. Order. Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gate on their way to the studios that day. One was the Steel Samurai dragging his leg, and the other was a boy who looked to be about 2nd or 3rd grade. Oh yes, well, we see his type there every day. Can't stop him, can't catch him. A boy in 2nd or 3rd grade. Assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield the samurai spear. Impossible, I think. It's quite heavy. Right, as I said, I didn't pay him much mind. That's why I erased the data. Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there. That makes him a suspect. They're already trying to unsuspect him. This court will take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and prosecution to consider the new information. And no forgetting vital information this time. What is happening? Defendant lobby number 3. Mr. Powers. Yes? Tell me straight. You really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio. I didn't go to the studio. I was sleeping, honest. So, who is the Steel Samurai in that security photo? How should I know? The Steel Samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really. Better care of that stuff. I couldn't imagine anyone willing to steal the samurai costume. So, where does this leave me? That doesn't look good. You're the only likely suspect right now. Nick? What are you gonna do? First, we play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else that could have conceivably have done this. Alright. It'll take him so long to shoot us down that we can get another day. Right, but if we pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot. You don't sound very optimistic. I'm not very optimistic at all, actually. Hey, Nick, it's time. Okay, let's go. Does that mean, please don't sigh like that? Can I save? Can I please save? Can I please save? Thank you. I'm gonna have to make a call here. Mr. Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution thoughts on this matter? Prosecution thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studio was a boy roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence, but there's still no one else that could have committed the crime. I call the verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Will Powers. The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claim. There is another person who could have committed this crime. Order, interesting. Let us hear who you have in mind. However, be aware that this court does not look kindly accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone obviously innocent, you will be penalized. Great. As if stakes weren't high enough. This person. The grade school boy, the security lady, the assistant girl. The assistant girl was the only one who had access to the studio at the time. I'm gonna assume it's the studio girl. And it makes complete sense, given... If we check, dragging the clothes. So, it's not the security lady. That's dumb. It's not a grade school boy either. So that don't make no sense. The only person I can lean on is this one. It was the assistant. The Steel Samurai costume was in his dressing room. She stole it and doing it. So you're saying the Steel Samurai? That's correct, Your Honor. That was dumb. Yeah, but that means that the clothes was... Oh. Yeah, but doesn't that mean, like, the clothes are, like... Oh my god. I hate it. I hate this. She's the only one who has access to it, you know what I'm saying? What am I gonna do? It's not it can't be the kid. We know that much, unless it is the kid. Why would he commit murder? That was the first one I got wrong. The only reason I didn't choose the kid was because he's 10 years of age. Someone please explain to me how a kid 10 years of age, you know, does something like this. The only reason I was going to assume the assistant girl was because, yes, of course, she's probably innocent. But if I can give, like, a little bit evidence, I can provide time to find the real killer. That was the idea. And, of course, I was beyond wrong. I did not mean to click that! But... It seems to have been the right answer. Whoo! Steel Samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. That means whoever has the suit knew about the morning's injury. That makes a fair point. That's a fair point, yeah. It's great. The kid's 10 years old. He's not going to kill anybody. First of all. Like we pointed out, it's too heavy. So yeah. Maybe because they had been watching the action scene run through. There's only one person who, other than Powers and Hammer, who knew about the imagery. Security lady, old bag. Whippersnapper. Yeah, that makes a bit more sense than what I was going to go to. I only assumed the assistant was because she had access to the studio that entire time. And as well as the room, we talked to her. She said that, but that's just me. It's true, old bag. That's Miss Old Bag, you. Miss Old Bag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She could have been briefly left her post, stole a costume, then slipped into Studio 1 the scene of the murder. Why would she go through the trouble of wearing the Steel Samurai costume? Simply, Your Honor. Shooting the camera at the gate would take her a picture. If she was in the costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers. I see. Excellent deductiveness reasoning, Mr. Smart. Ah, yeah, right here. Sherlock Holmes 2, baby. Huh? That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgeworth pounces? Doesn't he usually jump up with the objection of some evidence? Mr. Edgeworth, does that prosecution have an opinion on this matter? Prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time. What? What's this supposed to mean? So you think I did it, is that it? Edgy boy, don't just sit there, do something. It's my move. Maybe now's my chance to take this whole thing. I'm gonna save, obviously. I made the wrong call last time, but I'm just gonna keep pressing. I have no reason not to. The very same reasoning that makes Mr. Powers a suspect in this case can be used to cast the doubt on Miss Oldbag's actions on that day. Why would I do something so horrible to poor Harmon? I forgot that Mr. Powers lacks clear motive, too. Indeed. That did it. Now Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope. Wait just a minute. What about the other person who went to the studio? The kid? He's only a grade schooler, though. As you said, 2nd to 3rd grade, was it? That doesn't matter. When I was that age, I could pin an old man in 10 seconds tops. Thoughts, Mr. Wright? That boy is not the killer. How can you be so sure? He's 10 years old. He looks up to these people. Oh, or is it to be nice to kids? That means means your elders' day. I have proof. Proof? Indeed. Then let's see this proof, Mr. Wright. Yeah, proof that shows it. Well, it's the tape. It's the spear. Isn't it too heavy? Didn't we just comment on the fact that it was too heavy? Didn't we just comment on the fact that it was too heavy? Your Honor, the murder weapon was the spear. Very spear is shown here in the picture. How could the boy have taken the spear? It is impossible. I see. Would the witness care to comment on this? The windbag is speechless. That's gotta be a first. Very well. Suspend proceedings on the current trial on for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find more about your witness, Miss Wendy. What was her name? Something old bag, Your Honor. Then the prosecution will look further into this old bag before we continue. That is all. This court is adjourned. Okay, we made it by. Wait a second. Okay, hold on a minute. I'm not going to just sit here while you run off barking up the wrong tree. I'm talking. Oh, great. Stop! The presses! The windbag wants to talk! Miss Oldbag, what is it all about? Have you omitted something from your testimony? Actually, you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about. not to talk about. By whom? Huh. I mean, it wasn't Edgeworth who told her not to talk. Well, testify. Oh my god! My lips are were sealed. Never mind. It gets worse and worse. Wanted me to keep quiet about something. Information. Why did you keep this from the court until now? Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap, and I always do what I'm told. Tot, tot, tot. No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the old bag. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Oh, these safes, they get more and more... This gets more and more ridiculous as we go. Let's see what we can present. Just have an idea of what I'm looking at. Guide map, card key, murder weapon. I got a presser on something. Who are these other people? Exactly. Well, the director and the producers for starters. But the director? We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of their action scene without a director? Of course! Yes, well, I was surprised no one asked about it. So where were these people? I was in the employee area all morning for a run-through. Joined the producer around lunchtime, and they had a meeting after that. Where? In Studio 2 trailer. Studio 2? It was a Studio 2? Yeah, there was! It's on the map! Look at the guide map. Here it is. You go through the gate and to the left. I wanted to do that. I want to continue my cross-examination. Just to get a little bit more information out. So they were actually in the studio? Yes, the whole day. When they heard about the murder, they beat it before the cops came. Crumble. Kill this woman, I swear it. I feel sorry for Edgeworth almost. She really left him hanging on this one. That's right, but the studio and the TV big rigs. Why didn't you hear about this? Don't be too hard on yourself, Sonny. We were all in on it. I'm just here for Edgeworth at this point. Miss Oldbag, this is a trial for murder. I know that's silly. Still, they were pretty convincing about having nothing to do with it. And they gave me a little bonus on the side. So you get your bonus and he still talks. That's those questions. What was the one last question I could have pressed her on? I still want to press her. I still want to press it just because Edgeworth is just not having it right now. There's no harm, exactly. Them. What do I click on? I think we're done. Your Honor, We have learned that there were others at the Global Studios on the day of the question. The director and producer and or some big wigs, and we're all puzzled. Yet, as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hope that it is possible to declare a verdict on the defendant, or is it, impossible? Yeah. According to knowledge of the defense's point, prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Miss Oldbag, and more information about these other people we have just been told of. Edgeworth is not happy. I understand, Your Honor. This ends the day's proceedings in the trial of Mr. Willpowers. That is all. The court burned. October 18th, 1:04 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3. But thank you so much, Mr. Wright. We're out of the frying pan and into the fire now. I was right to ask you to defend me. Oh, really? It's nothing. Oh, and, or should I? I'll be going down to the studio to do some more investigating. We have to find out more about these directors and producers. I'll be turning up in the next trial as witnesses for certain. So now my chance is to get material for cross-examination. So, Nick, have we figured out just who was in that steel samurai costume? Could it really have been an old wig? What do you think this is about? I don't think it was her, really. I don't think it was either. Neither do I, Nick. Yeah, I know. Look, I was just buying time back there. Someone had to be the bad guy for a bit. Take pressure off Rooster Powers. Poor old windbag. Kinda sorry for her. She wasn't winning any points in there without my accusation. Let's go down to the studio. Good, thanks, guys. To be continued! Woo! I like to say my progress. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. October 18th. Today. I'm gonna leave this episode off here. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode of Phoenix Wright, the Ace Attorneys stuff that I do, because it's great. I like it. We're slowly making more and more progress on this case. Second time, I think I was wrong because I wanted to actually buy time, to say the least, but I could have just literally gone for the... I knew she wasn't the killer based on personality, but, you know, what are you gonna do, right? At least we got through it. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Ace Attorney, and we'll see you guys in the next episode of whatever I make. Bye-bye. I'm gonna need to finish up this case at some point soon. Yeah. The hilarious part is that, like, 5 days after I've released every other video, that you'll see this, and I don't even know when I'm gonna record next, because I got a whole slew of videos just stacked up, slowly and surely uploading. So, yeah. Bye.